Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday, continuing with Pinan Yondan. This is one of those areas where we see a move that is repeated, but it is also repeated in other kata and other variations throughout different kata. And that is the morote uke, which I've kind of covered. We're coming in this particular iteration of morote uke, we're doing zenkutsudachi, coming from the stacked hands into the morote. Again, this does not mean supported block. So if he does a supported block with this hand, if he's thinking of it as supported block and his fist actually touches his elbow, the resistance is gone. But if he pulls it away from his elbow, he has the strength there. Now it goes in kutsudachi instead of shiko. Okay? So the same thing applies whether I'm doing shikodachi with palm up or zenkutsudachi palm down. If it's touching here, you are weakened. Okay? So it's not touching. Then why even have it here? Well, we kind of covered that in our first application because it's the punch coming back. Okay? So that's one. We also have the wrapping of the arm, the wizard position. And there are a variety of arm wraps that can be done here, including taking the This is one of those moves because we see so many variations and so many repetitions of it throughout different kata that it can be an entire seminar, an entire coursework in and unto itself to teach this movement. Just as an example, if he's grabbing, right, I may come over and take his arm this way. I may take his this way. Okay? He's going to fight it, but I'll get there, okay? So now I have my position here, which comes as I go here as well, okay? So depending on whether I start from here and come into a strike, and now I have his arm locked, I'm in this position again. So there are whole books full of ways to utilize this move. It would be silly to think that we do this move 3 times in this kata, 2 times in kusanku, another time in Pinan Yondan. We see this move throughout, and then we see this variation in Pinan Shodan, or you may even do this version in Pinan Shodan. We see it throughout the kata over and over. It would be silly to think I'm doing the same move over and over all the time. This martial arts master who left us this legacy only knew one move. Now, that said, there are martial arts masters in history who knew one move, they mastered that one move, and that was their secret technique, their secret sauce. Unlikely that that's the case when we've passed it down in so many iterations. All right, so that said, we've done the sidearm club last week. Now we're coming on this side. He's going to take my right lapel. Now, if I try to pull back, he's going to be very strong. But if I press forward, I actually weaken this position. So as I press forward, this is my blocking hand coming forward. This punching hand is going to take his elbow, and I'm going to here in this position. Okay? I want to say it's a fairly basic tweety, but it may be new, I don't know. So again, he's grabbed, he's probably going to hit me with this, so my elbow up here kind of protects me, and I step forward and in. That automatically begins this bending. As I do, I take this wrist, and I'm pressing the point between his carpal and metacarpal here, pressing that forward into this position, and as I go, this is reaching out and getting his elbow. And that's where we end up. That's the whole Megillah. Let's go from the other side. Now, because we did this side last week, switch grabs. Maybe he's going to punch me right-handed. So last week we did it against a side club and did the block punch, but who's to say that I might not want to do this one on this side as well? Okay. So we could do the same thing on the other side, but for the sake of learning a variety of applications. I think he's tapping. I think I heard it. That's our move for today. Okay? Sidearm club last week, rewrap, finish. Lapel grab, Tweety today. That's our move. Thank you for joining. Again, look, when you see a move repeated so many times, think of how many different ways it can be applied, both in striking, grappling range, locking and joint locking range. We did a block strike and a joint lock range last week. This time we're in Tweety grappling range. So look at the different proximities, angles, directions, before and afters of the technique as well, and that'll kind of give you a clue of the variety of ways that a repeated technique can be applied. Thank you for joining again. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, etc., etc. And until next week, as always, let's keep practicing.